It's possible whoever was threatening her took her. I'm so sorry, Tariq.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today, we're going to be talking about Power Book 2 Ghosts Season 3, Episode 9. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And as I told you guys last night in my quick thoughts, early impressions video, this episode was flat out crazy. It was crazy, man. We got the return of Tasha, Tommy, and 2-Bit. They all returned, and I know that fans was going crazy when they saw all of these characters, especially 2-Bit and Tommy. You know, I mean, we've been talking about 2-Bit popping up for a while, and this dude, we didn't even see him in season 2. The last time we saw him was in season 1, and he was collecting. And in season 3, he pops back up and he gets Tariq's new car. I know he was feeling good. And as I told you guys last night in my quick thoughts, early impressions, let me know. Do y'all want to see more of 2-Bit? Because I think we should. You know what I'm saying? They need to go ahead and put 2-Bit in the storyline a little bit more. If he's not going to pop up in this show, put him in Force, do something. We need to see 2-Bit. He has a lot of potential. A lot of the OG Power fans, they want to see more of his character. So hopefully that is the case in these future shows. But we also saw your boy Braden finally catch his first body. Uncle Lucas, he had it coming. We smoking on that Uncle Lucas pack. We smoking on the Castillo family pack. Evelyn and her sons, they was smoked easy in my opinion. And now, what's next for the Tejada family? Well, it seems like it's going to be some issues with the Tejadas and Tariq. And as I told you guys last night, that's not going to end well. Do the Tejadas really think they can go up against Tariq and try to, take him down? Well, we know Diana and Drew, they own one. You know what I'm saying? Drew talking about it's all Tariq's fault. He was the one that gave Monet the intel about Lorenzo and all this. Well, we gonna see. At the end of the day, I think it's a huge mistake. And usually with these shows, we always see like family, or organization going up against each other. Well, this is the time. We're about to see that develop, and I cannot wait to see how it's all going to end. Your boy Cooper Saxe from the grave, he said, you know what? Ghost, you ain't the only one that's going to be giving out these letters. He said, you know what? I got some tricks up my sleeve. It's my turn now, and I'm going to spice it up a little bit. I'm going to put everybody on Tariq. I'm going to make it seem like he was, working with the feds. I mean, Cooper Saxe, he definitely wasn't playing around in the way that it, ended for him. It was crazy, but hey, he had it coming, but at least he plotted and planned just in case he was taken out to make things a little bit harder for Tariq, the St. Patrick's. Of course, he hates them, so he's going to do whatever it takes to destroy Tariq and his moms. But let's hop right into this recap. I want to thank you guys, even if you saw the leaks, for supporting your boy. We're going to talk about it in episode 9. And of course, I already know everybody can't wait until episode 10 officially airs. That way we can start talking about what happened in that episode as well. But let's hop right into it. As I told you guys, if I miss anything, let me know down below. If you don't want to be spoiled, don't go to the comic section. Trust me, do not go down below at all. Of course, on some of my videos, I do turn it off just to look out for the people that haven't seen anything or doesn't know anything about these leaks. But we leaving it on this one, y'all. So beware. Go in at your own risk. But let's begin. What did we see in episode 9, titled A Last Gift? Now, the episode starts out with Kanan and Tariq. They're going off on each other. Of course, Kanan is pissed off because he believes that Tariq set them up. Your girl Lauren, she's alive. He's pissed off. He tells him, like, look, Effie has been hemmed up by the boys. I ain't liking this. Of course, Tariq is like, dude, are you crazy? All of this stuff happened because of your stupid decisions. None of this would have happened in the first place if you had let me handle Lauren from the jump. We know the two still continue to argue, and Tariq, he tries to swing on Kane because Kane was talking about how he was clapping Effie's cheeks and he was taking care of her because Tariq wasn't doing his job. Tariq misses the punch. Kane pretty much throws Tariq around. He's about to smack him in the face. And then Davis McLean, he comes in there to stop Kane from pretty much finishing Tariq off. And he's pissed off. He's like, what the hell is going on? They tell him about Lauren, and now they need to figure out what they need to do because Effie is hemmed up. And, you know, Kane wants to make sure Effie gets that help. And he's like, look, can you help me out? We know Davis McLean's going to go in there and try to make sure that Effie is good, especially since Effie has the intel to burn everybody. So he got to make sure he go in there and see what he can do. Now, after Kane leaves, Tariq does mention to Davis that he heard about a police foul and that could possibly burn all of them. Davis McLean pulls out that Detective Kevin Whitman evidence report that he had with Lorenzo's fingerprint. He kept that just in case Monet tries some shady stuff. And he is saying since Saxe most likely got this, that means others may know that Davis McLean has this report, right? So he has to get rid of it. Now, Tariq, you will think he will put this file somewhere that was safe. As I told you guys, I don't understand why the hell he thought Stansfield was the best area to put this foul at. Come on. That is plain stupid. And Dirty Diana, she took advantage of his mistake by the end of the episode. Now, we know Davis McLean, he was pissed off. He's tearing his office up. He's drinking more. I mean, he's lost his brother, so we already know he's going to be in a different mindset. Now, we see the body of Cooper Saxe, the dead body of Cooper Saxe. And once again, we're seeing an official dead body, but we still didn't see Ghost's dead body. This is why a lot of fans always bring up the is Ghost really dead theory. Now, besides all that, Jenny Sullivan, she comes in, she gets the news that Cooper Saxe is dead. She is pissed off. Deep down inside, she is blaming herself because she could have got him into some witness protection, but they had a fallout at the end of the last episode, so it was definitely a little bit too late for that. Now, Jenny, she is going through it. Blanca, she don't give a damn. She's saying Cooper Saxe stupid. He brought this on himself, and now everything is pretty much in shambles. And we hear Bundina, he's pretty much saying, look, we need to get Effie to flip because if she doesn't, this whole thing is pretty much over. So now they're hoping and praying that Effie will flip. Now, we get to your boy Kane. He is pissed off. He meets up with Braden. He hits him with the car door, and he's telling him, like, look, what the hell is going on? Lauren is alive, and he's not trusting Braden at all, telling him he did not finish the job, and telling him that Effie, she done got hemmed up by the boys, and now Braden's like, what the hell? What are we going to do? Now, Braden does tell him that Effie was the one that knocked Lauren out in the first place, and she took her. So whatever happened between those two, that's between Effie. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing to do with him. So now Kane is looking like, man, so what do we do now? And Braden, that boy got to go to the hospital. That man all messed up. Now we get to your girl Monet and Dirty Diana and Cooper Saxe from the grave. He has left Monet a letter, and this dude straight up hating. But he did, point out some interesting things about how her family has pretty much been in shambles since Tariq has came into her life. He blames Tariq for all of his failures in his life. Let's just be honest, right? Now, he says that Tariq was working with the feds, which we know was a lie. And he says that the reason Diana got arrested was because of that. So now Diana's like, man, Tariq, we can't trust him at all. It makes sense because I got arrested and we know Tariq was the one that told her about the rooftop and stuff like that. But Monet is like, I don't know about that. I'm not trusting it. We need to make sure we got the truth before we make our move. And she tells Dirty Diana to do what she does best, and that is just get intel. And that's all you got to say to Diana, because when you say that, she gonna say less, bet. And that's exactly what she did. But we know Diana, she found out some more information, not just about Tariq, but more about her moms and what really happened to Lorenzo. Now we get to Tariq and he goes to see Braden. And he's like, man, like, dude, you ain't even that hurt. You need to get up and you need to do something. Now, Braden, he just wants a day off. He is tired of the life. He is tired of doing all this work. And Tariq don't give a damn about any of that. He wants to make sure Braden is checking on his uncle because we know Lucas, he cannot be trusted. He can back out on this deal. And that's exactly what he ended up doing in this episode. More importantly, they can't trust Effie at all because they don't know what she's bound to do, right? If the feds keep putting that pressure on her. And Braden, he's like, look, you're going to have to go and talk to Obi because I cannot do it. So we know Tariq will go to talk to him and they will talk about those green cards because we know Obi needs that for his family. But we know Noma, she ain't playing around. She's keeping that over his head. Now, Tariq is trying to get in, contact with Lauren. And Lauren, she's about to text him about Cooper Saxe, talking about, was that you? I heard what happened to him. Like, really? Yes. Like, he didn't do it. But come on, Lauren. You put that intel out there about Cooper Saxe working with the feds. What in the hell did you think was going to happen, Lauren? I mean, come on. Now, we get to Monet and Evelyn. And Evelyn, man, she was pissed off. She's like, look, I told you I did not want no war between you and my sons and, your family. Like, come on. I saw the video of Drew. He was going off, and I know he was talking about Gordo. So tell me the truth. Now, Monet, once again, she plays it off like she doesn't know anything, talking about Drew and Gordo. They was good. We know Evelyn was saying, look, I gave you grace the first time with Frank, but this time, she ain't giving her no grace. And y'all know Monet, she took that as a threat. And Kane, he had to come in there and get Evelyn up out of there because it was getting real hot. They probably was about to throw some hands. Now, Monet was like, man, see, this is what I'm talking about. She's not going to stop. She knows what time it is. So Drew's little secret, it's out. She knows. And they going to keep coming until they get revenge, right? So they have to finish them off. This is what Kane wanted to do in the first place. And Drew, he's looking like, man, I slipped up. This is my mess. I'm going to clean it up. Well, yeah, you're going to clean it up, but you're going to need some help. Your brother Kane going to have to help you out because we know you've been slipping up lately. I mean, luckily, you ain't had no love scenes getting your cheeks clapped up in this episode, and you did what needed to be done. Now, Tariq meets up with Obi, and he was in there torturing some guy. Now, Tariq, he needs more time. He's talking about, can you stall Noma out for me? You know what I'm saying? I'm very resourceful. What do you need? I can get you whatever. And Obi brings up the whole green card situation for him and his family and how Noma is pretty much holding that over his head. But Tariq tells him, look, I can get you those green cards, but I need you to stall out Noma a little bit longer. And Obi tells him, okay, you got 72 hours. This was a very smart move by Tariq because now it buys him more time and he doesn't have to worry about Noma trying to take him out because they have not met that quota yet. Now he meets up with Rashad O'Dall Tate, and y'all know Rashad Tate is going to help him out with those green cards, but he needs some intel. And he asks Tariq, like, look, is word out there that's saying that Westing Holdings, they kind of phony. They got some illegal stuff going on. Is it true? Because he wants to know because he's planning on doing business with them as far as being on their payroll. And he does not want to make that business decision, especially knowing that they're dirty. But Tariq tells him, no, they are legit. And we know he's lying. Rashad know he is lying. Now, you guys let me know. They show this little sign right here and it says end. Is this the end for Rashad Tate? Because he has decided to put out word that Westing Holdings is dirty, right? And he knew Tariq was lying. And this caused a huge ripple effect for Westing Holdings because now the feds are looking into it. And that's the last thing Tariq or anybody else that knows about that Ponzi scheme wanted to get out. Now, we get to Effie and Davis McLean. We know Davis, was asked by Kane to go there and try to help Effie out, especially seeing that she has intel to burn everybody. But Effie, she does not want anything to do with Davis McLean. She can smell the alcohol on him. She does not trust him at all. He doesn't really seem confident like he usually does. As I told you guys in my Davis McLean video that I made this week, this dude is definitely on a dark path. He's just not the same, especially after losing his brother. But before Davis McLean leaves, she does ask about Tariq, but then she stops. But you can tell the look on her face. You can tell she still has feelings for Tariq. So this is very interesting because we know how everything ended. It didn't seem that way, but apparently Effie is holding on to some feelings, right? And we know Kane's going to go and see her later on and try to help her out. But she's going to have a different type of tone that's going to piss Kane off. Now, the feds, they have invaded Westing Holdings. They have heard about the whole Ponzi scheme, and everybody's wondering, is it true what is going on? Where is Lucas? Of course, Kiki, she is being accused of messing around with Lucas and being accused of knowing about everything. Luckily, Braden took up for her and said she knew nothing about it, and it is true that Lucas has been, doing some dirty work off the book. So you already know Braden's pops is pissed off. But did y'all hear how he was talking to Kiki? Talking about Kiki, where the hell is Lucas? Like, dude, you need to lower your tone. Get that bass up out your voice. This ain't slavery days. I mean, he was talking to her like she was a flat out peasant. Like, really? Calm down. Like, this dude was on one. Now, like I said, luckily Braden took up for Kiki. And it goes to show you that Braden, he's always showing his loyalty to everybody that he's connected to. Now, we get back to Cooper Saxe from the grave. And he has left Jenny Sullivan a letter telling her that he really liked her and he knows she had feelings for him too. And how he pretty much know it would have ended up like this. It's not her fault. And he pretty much just tells her like, look, don't do what I did. You know what I'm saying? Let the white whale go. Just leave it alone. Trust me. You don't want to end up like me. And Jenny, she can't take it. You know what I'm saying? She is taking this personal, and she's like, screw all that. She ain't listening. She wants to get payback. She wants to get Davis McLean, Tariq the Tejadas. She wants to take all of them down. Now, Cooper Saxe does mention, even though he's dead, he can still play dirty from the grave. But she better listen to Cooper Saxe, because we already know how this story is going to end. We've seen it time and time again throughout the whole series of Power and Power Book 2 Ghosts. So if she continues to try to press the attack, she's going to end up the same way. But she's going to do what she wants to do, and she decides to press Davis McLean, talking about how, he slid your girl Diana that note, and how, was no audio being recorded so they can use it for their defense. Davis McLean, he's not having that. He's like, look, I can sue you guys for harassment. He's pissed off. We already know he lost his brother, so he's on one. But as I told you guys, Jenny is really taking this personal, and she's going to try to do whatever it takes to break down Davis and anybody else that gets in her way. Now, Tariq, he meets up with Braden and tells him, like, look, where in the hell is your uncle at? You know what I'm saying? You need to find him. You need to take him out. Do something. His trust fund money is gone. He can't take care of his family like he planned on doing it. And now he is very upset. And, Uncle Lucas, he's out hiding. And y'all know he's a rat. He gonna do whatever it takes to protect himself. So Tariq wants Braden to do this. Handle him. But Braden's telling him, look, I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be knifing people like you did Bash. I don't want to, take out my family. Hell, I don't even want to have to take out my pops. And Tariq got pissed off like, dude, I never said that I did that. Don't say that again. And we know Braden said, look, I ain't got to say anything, you know what I'm saying? Because we know what time it is, right? But Tariq is like, look, man, what are you going to do for this family? You are a hypocrite. Stop playing around. Stop having 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He puts a lot of pressure on Braden, because we know if Braden does not do this, Tariq definitely will. Now, we get to the Westing family, and the feds, they want to have a conversation with Braden's pops about all this stuff. And we know his pops, he was kind of defending Lucas, talking about, look, I can't just rat out my brother, whatever. He's my family. So it seems like he wants to protect his brother. And Braden is pissed off, like, man, so you really going to do this? And, his pops told him, look, sometimes doing the hard thing, it's the only thing that, you can do, right? So Braden feels some type of way about this, because he does not want his pops taking a fall for Uncle Lucas at all. And now he's even more motivated to handle Lucas, which he needs to. That boy need to be handled. He need to be dropped off. And luckily, that's what happened to him in this episode. Now we get to Uncle Lucas. He's at a disclosed location, having a good old time, talking about he's not behind the Ponzi scheme. He knows who did it. And, if they give him immunity, maybe he can give them the intel on that. And of course, a drug operation, right? And he tells them to look into Crash Coin. So now this dude has pretty much turned his back on everybody, which we knew was going to happen. And he's trying to protect himself. And they're hoping that this, intel actually works, because they can use it to try to build up the whole Rico case once again. Now, your girl Kiki, she is getting ready to get the hell up out of here. Braden wants to know where's Lucas at, but she's not trying to tell him. But he says, look, if I can make all of this go away, will you tell me where Lucas is at? I would not betray you. I will make it all go away without you being involved at all. They won't even know you had anything to do with it. And she's like, how in the hell are you going to do that? He tells her, like, look, trust me. I got some tricks up my sleeve. And luckily, he was able to get that intel on Lucas, because we know he took him out. Then we get to your boy Kanan and Drew, and now it is time to take out the Castillo family. They put on their equipment, and now it is time to gas these guys out. Get them up out of here. We smoking on that Castillo family pack. And they took them out pretty easy, in my opinion. I was suspecting it to be some type of war between the two, a back and forth thing going, but no. It didn't last long at all. And right before Drew took out Evelyn, she told him, like, look, Monet is behind all of this. She's the one that put out the hit on Lorenzo. I'm just letting you know. But Drew, you can tell he was still sad or whatever. He was sorry about what happened to Gordo, but he still had to take out Evelyn. No loose ends. His pops told him that, right? But when Kane asked him, did she say anything? Drew was like, nah, she ain't say nothing. So we already know what time it is, Drew. He doesn't want Kane knowing all the intel about what he knows and what he wants to do. Now, Diana, she goes and she has a conversation with Tariq. She's asking him Was he working with the feds? You know, Tariq, he gets pissed off. Like, are you crazy? Especially after what they did to me and my family. I would never work with the feds. I did what I did to protect you. Like, what are you talking about? Now, Diana, she's asking him about if she transfers and all this stuff. Where does that lead them to? Tariq is like, look, do what's best for you. He ain't really trying to listen to Dirty Diana at all. He got moves to be making, and she's trying to talk to him, but he's like, look, I got to take this call. You got to get the hell up out of here, right? And he gets the call from RSJ about Rashad putting out that intel about Westing Holdings, and now he's pissed off even more. Now, once Tariq leaves, Diana, she does exactly what she always does. You know what I'm saying? She goes in and she gets intel. Tariq was stupid enough to put the file up under his bed like a dummy. I just don't get it at all. This was easy work for Dirty Diana, and now she understands that Lorenzo was at the crime scene of your boy Freaky Zeke's death, and now they're putting the clues together. She's like, man, so what really happened? Drew, he is putting it together. It's like Blue's Clues with them, you know what I'm saying? Did Lorenzo actually take out Zeke? Well, Kane comes in and he confirms everything. And Drew is believing that Tariq was the one that gave Monet that foul, so you already know they plotting and planning on him. Now, Kane does tell them that he didn't think Monet could do it, but now, you know, it seems like that is the case. And as I told you guys, like, come on, Kane should have been known this, right? But some of you guys stated that Kane is scared of his moms and stuff like that. Well, I guess it is what it is. I just wanted him to keep that same energy that he had on his pops Lorenzo. Now they go in, they confront Monet. She is lying once again. Drew is going off. Diana, she's like, look, I ain't having it. She goes over her mom talking about you killed Poppy. It was a mistake. Like, are you crazy? They go back and forth. We know Diana tells her, like, look, this is all your fault. You was all mad at me, trying to put it on me like everything was my fault. But deep down inside, it's all your fault when it's all said and done. And if anybody should be dead, it should be you. Monet was pissed off, y'all. She was pissed off. I know she did mention how, you know, Lorenzo was lying and everything, and he made it seem like it was the guaps and stuff. He did that to protect himself. He's not a good person like y'all thinking he is, but it didn't matter. As Lorenzo said, when these kids find out what you done to me, they would never forgive you, and that's exactly what it's seeming like. Now, we get to Tariq. He gets the intel about Lucas and what Braden is up to, and he's getting it from Pinky. And check the neck, it's kind of thick, you know what I'm saying? Check that Adam's apple, looking kind of swole. But we know Tariq gets that intel because he wants to make sure Braden does this, and, you know, this goes down the way it needs to go down, because if he doesn't do it, we know Tariq, he's about that life, right? Now, Braden was actually trying to help out Uncle Lucas, telling him just sign this letter, clearing his family, pretty much taking the credit for the Ponzi scheme, and then he can get him up out of the country and protect him, right? But no, Lucas does not want to do that at all, talking about he does not want to live in a third world country. He wants to stay here, and, you know what I'm saying, he plans on pinning everything on Braden's pops and Kiki. So he has no respect at all. He doesn't give a damn. He thinks he holds all the cards, like he's unstoppable. It pisses off Braden. Braden decides to push this dude over that balcony, and your boy Lucas is up out of here. Braden has finally caught his first body, and, you know, it's his own family. We knew eventually this was going to happen, and as I told you guys earlier, Braden would never be the same again. And we can see your boy Tariq. He sees that body drop on that car, and he knows what time it is, and he's like, look, I got to be getting the hell up out of here. Now, we get to your boy Kane Tejada. He got the glasses on. They calling him Steve Urkel, and he's trying to, you know, look out for Effie, telling her, like, look, how about you just flip on Tariq, protect yourself, you will be good. I will figure out everything else. But we know Effie, she does not want to do this. She's telling him that she's going to make this decision for herself, and ain't no we. Because it seems like Kane has caught feelings for Effie, right? But she ain't having it, and she pretty much tells him to get the up out of here. Kane feels some type of way about that, telling her F her, and he's pissed off. As I told y'all, this boy Kane done caught feelings for Effie. She was laying that on that boy. He is sprung. He is on one, and now he's about to go cry in the car. Now we get to the return of your boy, the OG, triple OG, 2-bit, and now it is time to collect. Now, I don't know what the hell they be doing, but this man should have been in season 2. Hopefully, we get more of 2-bit in season 4, and maybe we can see him in Power Book 4 Force as well. But he wants Tariq to give him some bread. You know what I'm saying? 100K, you know what I'm saying? Get some more money that he owes him anyway. And he tells him like, look, you gonna do this or, you know what I'm saying? Maybe your mom's ain't gonna be as safe as you think she is, because we know Cooper Saxe has gave him a letter giving him the intel on where Tasha is at. So now Tariq, he's very stressed out. He ends up giving 2-Bit his car because he does not have the money to give 2-Bit anything because he's broke. And now he has to call Tamika to make sure that his mom's is safe. He needs them to be moved to a new location. They're at a very high risk of being exposed, so that needs to happen right now. Now Tariq, he goes to his mom's location, and we know he meets up with Yasmin. She's talking to him, and while he's watching his grandma and Tasha go into the house, all of a sudden he see Tommy Egan pull up in the Mustang. He ain't playing around, and he takes out these federal agents easy. It was nothing for him, right? And as I told you guys, if I'm Tommy, I'm not risking it at all to try to take out some Tasha. I'm going to be, you know, ducked off. I ain't got time for the feds to find out that I'm alive. Like, screw all that. I'm not risking it. Now, Tommy, he wants to take her out. And we know Tasha, she's like, look, you're going to do this in front of my family. Don't do this. Like, are you crazy? You know, it's not worth it. You know how Tasha be doing. All of a sudden, Tariq, he comes in and says, look, you're not about to take my mom's out. You know, I got love for you or whatever, but I will put a bullet in you. So we know this is who Tariq was talking to in that official trailer. As I told you guys, they putting entirely too much in these trailers. They need to probably dumb it down a little bit more. Maybe go back to how they used to do. Show the first 5 episodes in the trailer. Stop showing us what happens after that, because it's getting a little bit too easy to break down these trailers, but that's just me. Now, they're going back and forth. All of a sudden, we know one of those agents, he didn't get taken out, so Tommy shoots him. Tariq could have just shot Tommy right then and there, but he doesn't do it, and then all of a sudden, boom, he gets knocked out. It goes black, and then he wakes up in the hospital. And he's like, what the hell happened? And we know Tamika tells him, you was knocked out or whatever. Your grandma, she called authorities. She heard your mom, you know, arguing with some man or whatever. And most likely that to end up taking Tasha. Tasha is gone, but grandma and Yasmin, they safe, they good. Tariq is pissed off. He's like, what the hell? He can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? He cannot believe it at all, but we know he was right there. Tasha was right behind him. So most likely it was Tasha that knocked him out. And then, of course, he woke up in the hospital. But we know Tommy did state that Monet was the one that gave him the intel about, you know, the location and, you know, where Tasha was at. So we already know it's about to go down in this next episode. Tariq, he want revenge. We already know Drew and Diana, you know what I'm saying? They on one. They are definitely on one. Drew running his mouth talking about it was Tariq that gave up the intel about Lorenzo. Like, really? Like, come on. You need to start thinking before you act and get the real information before you make moves, because when you start doing stupid stuff like that, it's not going to end well for you. And I believe that's exactly what's going to end up happening. But you guys, y'all let me know. How did you like episode 9? It was flat out fire. As I told y'all, these episodes, it's like they're trying to put a whole lot in it. This episode probably should have been an hour and a half if we were being honest, because it was a lot to unpack. I'm hoping eventually one day we can get more episodes in these seasons. And sometimes shows don't really need, 15 episodes or whatever. 10 episodes is enough. But the way that Power Book 2 Ghost is with all the content that they're trying to give us, I think it will flow better if we did have 15 episodes. That way, the storylines can flow a little bit, smoother in my opinion. But I definitely cannot wait to see the season finale. And of course, after that, we will prepare for season 4. But to you guys that saw the leaks and you still watched the episode and you still tuned in, I want to thank you guys for showing up. And to the people that was able to avoid the leaks and still, supported your boy throughout this week, I want to thank you guys as well. We're going to continue to talk about Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3 very soon. I will break down the episode 10 trailer. We will still do the what to expect. We will still do the final predictions. What leak? You know what I'm saying? We still going to do it, y'all. And we still going to talk about some of these storylines that we saw in this episode. And of course, it will be spoiler free. I already told you guys we got to do a spoiler free because of copyright reasonings. And, it is what it is. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support. And I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.